Tonight from Lake Buena Vista, Florida, Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Boston Bruins and the Orlando Titans. The Titans lead the series 1-0. And let's get our starting goaltenders. It's Rask against Bishop. Here's Tuukka Rask's numbers. Each goaltender with a shutout. The numbers advantage do go to Ben Bishop, but we have a good second game here. Can Boston salvage a split heading north? With Cartman facing off against Krejci. Krejci wins the draw, and here we go. And the Titans need to get tighter defense, and that's going to be the time. And Cartman gets it out to Torrio. Torrio surprisingly on the left wing. Torrio going left. Torrio wrists the shot, saved by Rask. And Cartman getting it back to Joey McCartland. Back out. Here's Pell with the shot. It's blocked. And Lee McCartland tries to find her husband. Could not get there. And Marchand takes it for Boston. Here's Marchand over to Krejci. Krejci to the corner. Goes back out to Chara. Here, shot by McAvoy, and a stop is made. Marchand, one-timer saved by Bishop. The Titans get off the ice. Here's Pellick. Pellick taking a hit from Big Chara. Chara who stumbles. With Pellick now backed out in the left lane, goes over to Bergeron. Bergeron a shot, saved by Bishop, and he holds. Bishop making a couple of decent stops here to start. Nielsen will come out and he'll take the face-off against Patrice Bergeron. The face-off, nice defensive win by Bergeron, who in turn, they get it out to Vrana. I'm sorry, that was Nielsen who won the draw. Now here's Vrana. Vrana going back. Vrana taken down from behind by Carlo. From the Titans, I do not overcommit here. That's the number one thing you don't do. Here's a shot. Bishop to stop. Shot by Nesterstell. Save. Nielsen getting it out of trouble and gets it over to Vrana. Vrana, he leaked the second team. It's scoring! And Rask makes the save. Look at David Pastrnak. He leads the Bruins in scoring in this postseason. Shots on goal are 6-1 in favor of Boston. Cizikas wins the draw, passes out, tries to find Nelson, the lefty. Nelson staying with it. Pareko gets it over to Cizikas. Here's Chris Torrio. Takes a harmless shot. He just throws it, and Torrey Krug takes over. The Titans, that was only their second shot on goal. Bolesky being harassed. Carlo gets it over. It's intercepted by Fiala. Fiala has it poked away, racing it to the end boards. And it goes to Torrey Krug. And bringing it in, Boston will shoot it down. The Titans are looking to get their checking line out on the ice. Oh, but it gets away from Nelson. It's going to go down the ice. They're going to call it an icing. You look at Annalee McFarland. She leads with 5 goals and 3 assists. She leads the team in points. Cizikas to take the face-off. And he wins another defensive zone face-off and gets it over to Brock Nelson. Nelson cutting across. Here's Nelson. Tries to fight one through. And Rask manages to get it out of trouble and goes to Burmistrov. Burmistrov dumps it down the ice. V2 takes over, goes over to Nelson again. Titans need to get the passes in front, but goes back the other way. And the Bruins will shoot it down again. The Bruins are trying to employ dump and chase. But so far it's not working, but here's Dal Cole. Dal Cole going. He races around the corner, finds McQuaid. The pass to Carlson, he scores! Valgar Carlson! Beautifully done from Dal Cole, and the Titans strike first blood. Beautifully done by the center of that checking line. He was left beautifully. You see the Bruins defenseman, who was that? 74. He just stood there frozen. Instead of trying to make a play, the other sent McQuaid, 54. He stood there instead of trying to pursue the puck. He stood there and Carlson was there for the burial. So for Melker Carlson, it took 2 rounds, but he has his first goal of the playoffs. And he wins this ensuing faceoff as Carlson will fire a shot. It goes high of rest. Nurse loosened off the puck. Miller taking it over. Vatrano over to Dowd. Dowd shoots it down. Bishop will play it. Darnell Nurse gets it over to Carlson. Carlson has it poked away. There's a player coming off the bench. Here's Miller, intercepted, there's Carlson. Carlson, he's got a breakaway. Here's Carlson, saved by Rask. And he will hold with 2:34 to go in this first period. Here's Bergeron. Bergeron cutting in. Bishop to stop. Pellet coming away with it. It goes to the neutral zone. McAvoy. Chara gives it over to Ryan Spooner. Loosened off the puck. Oh, he ducked him. Gets a chance. And Bishop makes the stop. To Partland. To Torrio. 5 seconds to go. Torrio. He's going to have a chance. We're getting into the Boston zone. Torrio with a shot. Saved by Rask. Rebound. Oh, he tried to slide underneath and couldn't. And that ends the first period here in Orlando. So on a goal by Melker Carlson is the only scoring of the first, and at the end of one, the Titans won and the Bruins nothing. Big saves by both goaltenders, but again, Dal Cole fit Carlson beautifully in a wraparound. And we'll have the first intermission report right after this. The Titans started out a little slow, but they managed to get it. They were outshot only 8-7 after a 1-6 start in shots on goal. So here we go, starting period 2. The first lines, both starting, McPartland and Krejci. Joey McPartland will take it. McAvoy, and Rask ended up covering it. Oh, that surprised Rask. McPartland, okay, both lines staying out. Marchand taking it over. Marchand, he's got speed. And there he goes to the net, and on-man rush. Saved by Bishop. Pasternak gets it out, over. Now here's McAvoy. McAvoy allowed in, and a shot to save the rebound. Krejci gets stopped, and he holds. Bishop. So Marchand had a chance. Had a good chance to time the game, and Bishop took it away. Sam McPartland taking the face-off against Bergeron. Second line out for Orlando. Now Robbie Torrio takes it. He's got speed with speed against big Zdeno Chara. Torrio comes across, and he scores! Robbie Torrio! He did get around Zdeno Chara, and he fired one! And the Titans have a 2-0 lead. They waved the towels once more. He just made once, twice, fired it past Rask. With then lead McPartland screening him all by herself. Just fired it beautifully. 2-0 Orlando early on here in the second. But if you think this game is a lock, it's not. Boston tends to show up well when they trail. Here's McAvoy, the defenseman, and he scores! And that's exactly what he just said it. Boston will not find themselves out of the game. And just after the Titans take the lead, the Titans took a multi-goal advantage. Boston, just like that, gets one back. So now we have a 2-1 game. The defenseman to come in. Charlie McAvoy, the defenseman. That's unacceptable if you're the Titans. Can't have that. Nielsen wins the draw over to Parayko. Yeah, here's Atkinson. Atkinson tries to pass it over to Nielsen and could not get there. Titans trying to add pressure. They can't play too much. You can't overcommit. The Titans are a team that likes to hit. Bishop covering it, and no hold. We are exactly 5 minutes into the second. 2-1 Titans lead. Nielsen to face off. The Titans have really been doing well on the face-offs. They've won 9 to the Bruins 3. Now here's Nielsen. Nielsen, nice pass over. He tries to find it, but Rask made the stop. Atkinson was underneath, and he had the right idea. Cizikas winning the draw. Shot by Nurse is blocked. Jimmy Hayes, he's going to bring it in with all V2 traveling one-on-one as the rest of them compete. You got to be careful, you got to defend. His back is for the shot, it was blocked. Bolesky being harassed by Cizikas, and it's out of his zone. Bruins have to regroup. Matt Bolesky once more. Here's Bolesky, a shot, glove saved by Bishop. Bishop is going to continue to play, and now V2 gets it over to Fiala. Fiala going one-on-one. Here's Fiala. Fiala to Cizikas, but he hit the crossbar. Cizikas had the right idea on a wrist shot, and he hit the crossbar instead. Vatrano bumped off by Nurse. Joey McPartland takes over as the first defensive pair comes out. And here's Cizikas taken away by Miller. Vatrano again. Vatrano trying to go all one. They play with the goalie. Here's a shot. It's blocked. Nelson gets it over to Dal Cole, but Dal Cole's going to dump it, surprisingly. Carson belts him off. Shot by Carson. Saved by Rask off the elbow. McQuaid gets it over to Miller. Dowd. Vatrano will just dump it in. That's a big dump and chase, but Dal Cole has it along the right wing. Dal Cole looking. Dal Cole cross. Waits. Tries to find underneath. Could not get there. Melker Carlson gets it back to Joey McPartland, who in turn gets it to Pellick. Pellick a shot. It goes wide and high. Carlo brings it out for Boston. Gets it over back to Vatrano again. Vatrano ends up hitting it out of play. 6:32 to go in the second. Titans lead 2-1. Looking impressive so far. And good. So Cizikas had a good shot at the crossbar there. Both goaltenders being stout. Playing stout so far. And that's why the two of them are top in the league. Here's Marchand. Marchand waited for Parayko to make a move. McAvoy. Shot by Chara. It's blocked. Krejci. The tallest in the league and it's the smallest in the league. Now over to Krejci. Back out to McAvoy. His shot by Pasternak. Saved by Bishop, who is harassed. Andy McPartland trying to fight it. I think Bishop might have made a wrong move here. They're going to press by Bergeron, and the stop was made by Bishop. Parayko stolen by Pasternak. Pasternak going across. The puck gets deflected. Chris Torrio takes it over for... No, it's intercepted by Bergeron again. The pass goes behind the net. Pasternak gets back out of the Krug. Here's a shot. Blocked. Rebound. Score! It was a wide open net to David Pasternak. And the Bruins come back from 2 down and they tie the game late in the second period. You know when it started? When Ben Bishop did not cover the puck when he did. That's when, and then the Titans failed to get it out of the zone. You would think they would just take an icing at that point. But the puck came, the Bruins had, at the time, Bishop had no chance on that one. You can't fault him for that. But nonetheless, that was irresponsible on the Titans' part. And now, so it looks like now we're gonna have a third period here. Just Bergeron giving it over. Look at Boston just controlling the play here. Here's Spooner. This is what they do. They love employing the comeback. Here's a shot. It's blocked. Alvitu gets it out, and that will expire the second period here in Orlando. So the Titans, who had a 2-0 advantage, Boston responded with one right away, and they tie it late. And at the end of 2, the Titans and Bruins are even at 2. That was a frustrating end to the period. Boston now out-shooting Orlando 18-10. That was a 10-3 shot advantage in that second period. So here we go in the third period. It's going to be an interesting third period now. The Titans looking to go up 2-0 back to Boston. Yeah, here's Pellick who gets it to McPartland. McPartland a shot! It goes high at brass. Torrio gets it over to McPartland. McPartland tries to get it over to the White. Could not get there. Now Andy McPartland will take it over. She skates into the zone. Past Pasternak. Just in front to Steven. Oh, and Rouse took it away. Oh, baby. Zuka Rouse standing his ground. The Titans had 11 shots, but had good opportunities in the process. Nielsen wins the draw. Back out to Pellick. Here Nielsen gets it out. Back to Vrana. Vrana poked away. Here's Krejci. Krejci gets hit by Pellick. Gets it over to Joey McPartland. Joey McPartland gets it over to Nielsen. Nielsen tries to go, but Nielsen hands up cutting around the corner. Nielsen tries to find Atkinson. Could not get there. Atkinson gets a hit on Krejci. Trying to keep the puck out of the Titans in the controller. What are they doing? Pellick gets it over to Nielsen. Nielsen tracks out. Pellick staying with it. Pellick a shot. Save. Vrana couldn't get the rebound. Spooner comes out with it for Boston rather. McAvoy actually now gets it out of the zone over to Bergeron. Bergeron to Nestersil. Here's Nestersil with a shot. It goes wide. Pellick gets it over to Vrana. Here's Vrana. Vrana with a shot. Saved. Cizikas. Pareko gets it out. Shot by Pellick is blocked. But Nelson has it underneath and he missed. Cizikas. Oh, trying to find Vrana who was sitting wide open. Pareko gets it back out. Chris Torrio had to take it. Oh, but they were still offside. 11:34 to go. Here in regulation time, teams tied at 2. Cizikas wins the draw. Chris Torrio gets it over to Pareko. Pareko looking to find Cizikas. He scores! KC Cizikas! Beautifully done! That's his 6th of the playoffs! And the Titans reclaim the lead! Beautifully done. Colton Pareko found it beautifully. The defenseman, he's usually a point defenseman. He took it in himself and found Cizikas waiting. The Titans reclaim the lead. Gotta love that. Chris Torrio. It goes to Bishop. Bishop to Cizikas. Cizikas goes to Nelson as the third line did stay on the ice in the process. Now Nelson trying to cut the corner. Now that the Titans have the lead, they like to play clock. That's what they want to do. Alvitu skating a little as Hayes ended up behind Alvitu. Shot by Hayes, saved by Bishop, and he will hold with 9:06 to go in the third. Titans ahead 3-2, looking to go up to Boston, halfway to the Stanley Cup Finals. Carlson wins the draw. Sal Cole takes a hit from Bolesky. But Bolesky wins it, but got it all the way almost into the own zone. Now here's Krug. Over to Hayes. Alvitu getting it out of trouble. Back out to Carlo. Carlo going through. Carlo back out to Krug. Poked away. Good work by Bailey. And over to Dal Cole. Dal Cole trying to cut around. It's poked away by Hayes. Hayes gets it out to Torrey Krug again. And Krug will dump it. Boston making a line change, so it allowed them. Adam Burmistrov takes a hit from Dal Cole. And the puck is dumped in. We're coming up. There's 5 minutes to go. Alvitu taking it over. Alvitu getting it out of trouble. Now here's Bailey. Bailey going. He's got a breakaway. Bailey! Poked away. McPartland a shot. He tried to follow up. And the stop was made by Rask. Titans looking to stay stout here. Now gets over to Annalee McPartland. Annalee McPartland, she stays with it, but it's taken away by Miller. Now goes over to Marchand. Krejci. Passes it to Marchand. He missed high. Stephen McPartland looking to get it out. Marchand, a shot. It goes wide. Rebound. Cover it. Cover it. That was close. 2:04 to go in the third. That was close. Rask making another big save as Bailey tried to a sweet breakaway past Rask. We couldn't get there. Face off in the Titans zone. 2:04 to go. The Titans have had 6 shots to the Bruins 1 here in this third period. Now Pareko getting it out of trouble to Robbie Torrio, who takes it slowly into the Bruins zone. Torrio going back. Torrio cutting across. Torrio back over to Pareko. To Annalee. Annalee leaves it back. We're down less than a minute to go. Chris Torrio. Torrio waits and shoots. Rask the stop. Robbie follows with it. He maintains it. Time of the essence. We're down to 45 seconds. Spooner. Over to McQuaid. Rask out of net, but here's Nestersil. Nestersil a shot. Bishop the stop. Bishop covering it with 36.6 to go. Bishop staying stout. It's going to make you nervous here. It's a final fury. It makes you scared here. It does. Against Cizikas, it's a big draw here. And Cizikas wins it. And it goes over to Nelson. Nelson looking. Nelson cutting across. He shot it wide. It was right at the gaping net, but Fiala. Bergeron poking away. It's over to Spooner. Spooner gets it over to Marchand. You got to be careful here. Here's Marchand. Marchand going behind the net. Center to Nestersil. Back over to Marchand. 15 seconds to go. Here's a shot. Bishop to stop. He'll hold it. 12.2 to go. The net's still empty. Bishop coming up huge again. Titans just need to keep dumping. Just keep dumping. Nielsen winning the draw. Atkinson going behind the net. That's what you want to do. It goes over. There's Vrana. Empty netter. Good night, baby. And the Titans are going up to Boston, up to New England, up 2-0. For Jacob Vrana, who was second in goals scored in these playoffs, he only has the second of the playoffs. And that will send the Bruin fans out of the building, as Titan fans can once more raise their rally towels. As you gotta love it, as they will once again. Your final score, the Titans score, the Bruins 2, and you gotta give it up for Ben Bishop. He was huge tonight, and he made a couple of timely saves as the Titans once more salute the crowd. As the Titans find themselves halfway home to going back to the finals. Once more, your final score here in Lake Buena Vista. It's the Orlando Titans 4, the Boston Bruins 2. We will see you on Saturday night in Boston for Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals. TD Garden should be rocking. From Lake Buena Vista, everybody, good night.
I'm watching this game yesterday.